God says, "Beloved soul, there are moments in life when something reaches you so quietly that you almost overlook it, yet deep within your heart you feel that it carries meaning meant especially for you. You may not have been searching for it, you may not have expected it, but somehow this moment has found its way into your path." These are the moments when life gently invites you to pause, to breathe, and to listen with a calm and open mind. God says many people move through their days surrounded by noise, responsibilities, and endless thoughts, rarely allowing themselves the space to truly reflect. Yet within those quiet pauses, there is often clarity waiting to be discovered. When you take even a small moment to slow down, you begin to notice how your journey has been unfolding in ways you may not have fully understood before. Beloved soul, there have been times when you felt uncertain about the direction of your life. Moments when you wondered if you were making the right choices or if things would ever begin to make sense. Yet even in those moments, your journey continued moving forward, shaping your understanding and helping you grow stronger with each experience. God says that messages like this are not meant to rush you or create urgency. Instead, they are gentle reminders that you are allowed to pause and reflect on your life. Reflection brings awareness, and awareness allows you to see how far you have already come. Beloved soul, think about the experiences you have lived through. The challenges that tested your patience, the lessons that changed your perspective, and the moments that reminded you of your strength. Each of these experiences has played a role in shaping the person you are today. God says that sometimes, the most important thing you can do is simply listen to your own heart. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences all carry meaning. When you allow yourself to sit quietly and reflect, you begin to understand your journey with greater clarity. Beloved soul, you are not expected to have all the answers at once. Life unfolds gradually, revealing its meaning step by step. What may feel unclear today can become understandable tomorrow through reflection and patience. God says that the message reaching you right now is simply an invitation. An invitation to slow down, to notice the present moment, and to appreciate the path you are walking. You are not behind, and you are not lost. You are moving through your journey exactly as it is meant to unfold. Beloved soul, when you begin to see your life from this perspective, you start to feel a sense of calm. The pressure to understand everything immediately begins to fade, and in its place comes a quiet confidence that your path is developing in its own time. God says that every step you have taken has contributed to your growth. Even the moments that felt uncertain were shaping your awareness and preparing you for new understanding. Beloved soul, allow yourself to be present in this moment. Let go of the need to rush or force clarity. Sometimes the answers you are seeking appear when you simply give yourself the space to listen. God says that your journey is still unfolding, and there are many moments ahead that will bring understanding, peace, and new possibilities. Trust that each step you take is leading you toward greater awareness. God says, beloved soul, there is a powerful shift that begins the moment you allow yourself to truly pause and listen. Not just with your ears, but with your heart. In a world that is constantly moving, where thoughts rush and time feels limited, choosing to slow down becomes something meaningful. It is in that quiet space that you begin to notice things you once overlooked, and you start to understand your journey in a deeper and more peaceful way. God says many people spend their days searching for answers outside themselves, believing that clarity must come from somewhere far away. Yet often, the understanding you are seeking has been quietly waiting within you all along. It appears when you stop trying to force solutions and instead allow your thoughts to settle. When your mind becomes calm, the noise fades, and what remains is a clearer sense of direction. Beloved soul, think about the moments when you felt most connected to yourself. Perhaps it was during a quiet evening, a peaceful walk, or a simple pause in your routine. In those moments, you may have felt a sense of clarity, as if everything became easier to understand. That clarity did not come from outside, it came from your willingness to slow down and listen. God says that listening is not only about hearing words. It is about becoming aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and the experiences that have shaped your life. Each of these carries meaning, and when you pay attention to them with patience, they begin to guide you gently toward understanding. Beloved soul, there may have been times when you ignored your inner voice because life felt too busy or overwhelming. You may have pushed aside certain thoughts or feelings, telling yourself that you would think about them later. Yet those quiet thoughts never truly disappear. They remain within you, waiting for the moment when you are ready to acknowledge them. God says that this moment is simply an opportunity to reconnect with that inner awareness. There is no need to rush or to find immediate answers. Instead, allow yourself to observe your thoughts with calm curiosity. Notice what comes to your mind without judgment. Sometimes the act of noticing is enough to bring clarity. Beloved soul, when you begin to listen in this way, you may notice patterns in your experiences. You may understand why certain moments affected you deeply or why certain decisions felt right or uncertain. This understanding helps you see your journey with greater compassion for yourself. God says that every person carries wisdom within their experiences. The challenges you have faced have taught you resilience. The moments of uncertainty have helped you grow stronger. And the lessons you have learned continue to shape your perspective. Beloved soul, as you listen more carefully, you may begin to feel a sense of peace replacing the confusion that once existed. This peace does not come from having every answer. It comes from accepting that your journey is unfolding step by step, and that you are allowed to grow through each experience. God says that patience is an important part of this process. Understanding does not always appear instantly. It develops gradually as you reflect on your life and allow your awareness to expand. With time, the pieces of your journey begin to connect in ways that make sense. Beloved soul, this message is not asking you to change everything at once. It is simply inviting you to take a moment, breathe, and listen. In that moment, you may discover that the clarity you were searching for has already begun to form. God says that your journey is still unfolding, and there are many moments ahead that will bring deeper understanding and peace. By allowing yourself to listen with an open heart, you create space for those moments to appear naturally. Beloved soul, trust that even the smallest moment of awareness can lead to meaningful change. When you begin to listen to yourself with patience and sincerity, you take a step toward understanding the path you are walking. God says, beloved soul, there comes a moment in your journey when the understanding you were searching for begins to feel closer than ever before. Not because everything suddenly changes around you, but because something shifts within you. The thoughts that once felt scattered begin to settle, and the questions that once felt overwhelming begin to soften. In this quiet transformation, your heart starts to understand what your mind could not fully explain before. God says that many people spend a long time trying to solve everything through logic alone. They search for clear answers, exact reasons, and perfect explanations for every situation. Yet life does not always unfold in ways that can be understood instantly. Some truths reveal themselves only when you allow yourself to feel rather than analyze, to reflect rather than rush. Beloved soul, there have been moments in your life when you sensed something without being able to explain it. A feeling that guided you toward a decision, a quiet understanding that something was right or not aligned with your path. These moments were not accidents. They were reflections of the awareness that already exists within you. God says that when you begin to trust this inner awareness, your perspective starts to change. Instead of feeling lost in uncertainty, you begin to feel guided by a quiet sense of knowing. This knowing does not demand attention. It does not rush you. It simply exists, gently reminding you that you are capable of understanding your journey in your own time. Beloved soul, the heart often understands things before the mind is ready to accept them. It recognizes patterns, emotions, and connections that may not be obvious at first. When you allow yourself to listen to that inner voice, you begin to see your experiences with greater clarity and compassion. God says that this stage of your journey is about learning to trust yourself. Not in a way that expects perfection, but in a way that allows you to move forward with confidence in your ability to grow and learn. Every experience you have lived through has given you insight, even if its meaning only became clear later. Beloved soul, when your heart begins to understand your path, you may notice that your reactions to situations start to change. Things that once caused confusion may now feel easier to process. Decisions that once felt difficult may begin to feel more natural. This is a sign that your awareness is expanding. God says that clarity often appears when you stop trying to force it. When you allow yourself to be present, to observe your thoughts without judgment, and to trust the process of your journey, understanding begins to unfold naturally. Beloved soul, the message today is not about finding immediate answers. It is about recognizing that the answers are already forming within you. Each moment of reflection, each experience, and each lesson is guiding you toward a deeper understanding of yourself. God says that your journey is not meant to be rushed. It unfolds at a pace that allows you to learn, grow, and appreciate the meaning behind each step. When you accept this, you begin to feel a sense of peace even in moments of uncertainty. Beloved soul, trust that the understanding you are beginning to feel is part of a larger process. The clarity you seek is not far away. It is developing within you, growing stronger with each moment of awareness. God says that as you continue listening with your heart, you will find that your path becomes clearer in ways that feel natural and calm. The guidance you need will appear when you are ready to receive it. Beloved soul, allow yourself to move forward with patience and trust. The quiet understanding forming within you is guiding you toward a deeper connection with your journey and the life you are creating. God says, beloved soul, every journey eventually leads to a moment where the noise begins to fade and a quiet sense of understanding takes its place. What once felt confusing no longer carries the same weight, and the questions that once filled your mind begin to soften. This does not happen because every answer suddenly appears, but because your perspective has changed. You begin to see your life not as something uncertain, but as something that has been unfolding step by step, guiding you toward greater awareness. God says that the message you have followed through these moments has never been about urgency or pressure. It has always been about reminding you that you are allowed to slow down, to reflect, and to trust the path you are walking. When you release the need to control every outcome, you create space for peace to enter your thoughts. Beloved soul, think about how much you have grown through your experiences. The challenges you faced may have once felt overwhelming, yet they taught you strength. The moments of uncertainty may have made you question your direction, yet they encouraged you to look deeper within yourself. Each of these experiences has contributed to the understanding you now carry. God says that peace is not something that appears only when everything is perfect. It is something that develops when you begin to accept your journey as it is. When you allow yourself to move forward without constantly questioning every step, you begin to feel a sense of calm that was not there before. Beloved soul, the clarity you were seeking has been forming quietly within you. It has been growing through your reflections, your experiences, and your willingness to listen to your inner voice. Now, that clarity is beginning to feel more natural, guiding you without force. God says that trusting your journey does not mean that you will never feel uncertain again. It means that even in moments of uncertainty, you carry a sense of confidence that things will continue to unfold in a meaningful way. This confidence allows you to move forward without fear. Beloved soul, there is a quiet strength within you that has developed over time. It is the strength that helped you continue when things felt difficult. It is the strength that allowed you to learn from your experiences rather than be held back by them. And it is this strength that will guide you as you continue walking your path. God says that the most important realization you can carry forward is this: you are not behind, and you are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be in your journey. Each step you have taken has brought you closer to the understanding you now feel. Beloved soul, as you continue moving forward, allow yourself to remain open to the quiet moments that bring clarity and peace. These moments may appear unexpectedly, yet they will remind you that your path is still unfolding in a way that supports your growth. God says that the future ahead of you holds many opportunities for understanding, connection, and personal growth. You do not need to rush toward them. Simply continue walking forward with patience and trust. Beloved soul, take a moment now to breathe deeply and recognize the peace that is beginning to settle within you. The confusion that once filled your thoughts is slowly being replaced by understanding. The uncertainty that once felt overwhelming is giving way to calm awareness.